Before I get into this video, I just want to say rest in peace to Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva for the sad, tragic loss of their lives, and my condolences to their families, their friends, their loved ones, and everyone that is close to them, and everyone that feels the effects of their deaths. It's a sad time. The news hurt me yesterday, and I just want to say that life sometimes is so surprising, and just always cherish and appreciate your loved ones. Always try and be kind to each other. And Diogo Jota seemed like a lovely person, and he will be greatly missed throughout the whole of football. You all know how I felt about Jorginho. Boss level DM, amazing guy, metronome. Jorginho was a great servant for us and is now joined Flamengo. And with Thomas Partey also departing this summer as well, the void that they both leave is big, and Arsenal will replace them with a baby Jorginho, Martin Zubimendi. A player who plays football like poetry, an artist using the ball to paint his pictures and the grass as his palette. In this video I'm going to break down the player, his fit in Arsenal, and why I believe he is an elevation from my previous DMs. If you're new and you're returning and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button down below. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs, and comment down below anything you agree or disagree with that I say in this video about Zubimendi. At 26 and standing at 5'11", Zubimendi is a Spanish midfield general. Having come through the academy at Real Sociedad, he will leave the club a legend, having played 236 games over 7 seasons. In the 24-25 season, he played 48 games in all competitions for Sociedad, scoring 2 goals and 1 assist and starting 44 of the 48 games. He is described as being deceptively physical, and looking at some of his off-the-ball stats, he ranks in the top 8% for clearances at 2.65 per 90 and the top 15% for aerials won at 1.64 per 90, despite him not being the tallest. Being known for his work on the ball, playing in that DM position, he clearly gets stuck in for duels, something that Mikel will love, and he's willing to clear his lines before playing out of his own box. He also ranks in the top 13% for tackles in the attacking third at 0.45, percentage of dribblers tackled at 61.1%, and shots blocked at 0.61, all per 90, further supporting this point. He has the perfect blend of vision, tenacity, and tactical nous, and has been on the radar for many clubs like Real Madrid, Man City, and Liverpool, coming very close last summer, till he realised that he wants to come home to the Emirates to be with his mates Merino, Odegaard, and Raya, and under Mikel Arteta's guidance. Looking at some of his on-the-ball stats, he ranks in the top 9% for touches in the defensive box at 4.07 per 90, showing a level of composure and conducting, dropping very deep to receive and start the play, something that may help Odegaard or whoever plays in that 10 position stay higher in the pockets and not have to drop in that first phase. It was brilliant playing behind him as central defender because he always asks for the ball and he was never afraid to play, says his former teammate Cashano. He also ranks in the top 8% for take-on percentage at 66.7% and the top 17% for times dispossessed at 0.48 per 90, showing his great ball retention and ball and spatial awareness. So we can see he's a great all-round player. Clearly he will fit into our pressing and powerful defensive principles, and elevating and adding that Spanish ability and intelligence on the ball. Zubimendi has sent a higher percentage of passes forward than either Partey, Jorginho or Declan Rice at 31.39%. His completion rate is lower at 84.4% because he takes more risks, with only Pedro, Valverde, Jude Bellingham and Rodrigo de Paul averaging more progressive passes than Zubimendi in the 24-25 season in La Liga. Let's talk about how Zubimendi will fit in at Arsenal. We all know he will come in to play the 6 and maybe sometimes LCM if him and Rice rotate depending on the game state, or maybe being played alongside second 6 like Norgard, who've recently signed, or his long-term buddy Merino. Sociedad play a similar style to Arsenal but are probably more direct in their play compared to Arsenal. Mikel likes us being more controlled, but their high-pressing dynamic possession style of play is similar to Arteta's, so his transition into the team should be seamless in my opinion. In Zubimendi, Arsenal are getting a player who can take the ball on the back foot with a touch, opening the game for himself, someone to replace the experience and leadership and discipline that we will lose with Jorginho and Partey. Zubimendi being several years younger than them, I feel like we're getting like a Jorginho player in his prime years. He can pass short or long, he can break lines by driving forward with the ball, as we saw recently in the Nations League. He gets off shots, he runs a lot of kilometers, he cuts out so many passes on the ground and in the air, making me feel like he is a perfect fit. Zubimendi loves to break lines, like constantly. It's something I adore in football and something I adore about him. Always looking to play forward and get his cam and wide players the ball early. Zubimendi excels at circulating possession and constructing attacks from the base of the field. similar to Partey and Jorginho, but he's also a brave, forward-thinking passer. Arsenal need to increase their tempo of their play and also need to increase the amount of play centrally, as we're a team that loves to play wide and around the team, but an early fizz between the line pass from Zubimendi to Odegaard or Ethan Ranieri or Saka, or a clipped through ball in behind Rodrigo or Martinelli creates different looks than we have been seen and will distort the compact structures that teams try to set up against Arsenal or not allow them to even get into that shape in the first place. He'll be a game-changing signing for Arsenal, being one of the best in his position and maybe only his fellow international teammate Rodri being better. The story seems so perfect as he mirrors Mikel Arteta. Zubimendi grew up in the city of San Sebastian and played for Real Sociedad. They even started out at the same youth club, Tigueco, in Spain. But any negatives or concerns? Not really. Obviously the deal's more than likely to be announced by the time I drop this video. Other concerns that I have around Zubimendi, obviously with the loss of Partey and Jorginho, as much as Zubimendi, yes, is at a prime age, coming in his rhythm with a point to prove and probably a better fit and better player at this current time. He is a new player to the league. He is coming alongside with Norgard, who are two new sixes to Arteta's number 6, which is a difficult position to adapt to. And given the fact that he will have near to no time to acclimatise, as he will be the starting 6, we needed to hit the ground running, which means that we can't offer him that same grace of patience to bed in. And we have to also consider that now that Zubimendi is the starting 6, we have to not want to overplay him, given the fact that he's coming to a more physical league as well. We don't want him to get injured and then we're suffering with, no disrespect to Norgard, but a lesser 6 for a long term sort of season. So Mikel's got to be careful in how he rotates. Summary and closing, we have seen Zubimendi ball out a lot in the last year, with that man of the match-esque performance in the final of the Euros last summer when he came on for Rodri, all season with Sociedad, and even another display in the loss to Portugal on penalties in the Nations League final recently. He gives me boss level DM vibes. Amazing passer, temperament, discipline and leadership. A player that is brave to play and receive and take risks, someone coming to stamp his persona in this Arsenal team. He already has chemistry with Merino, Odegaard, Raya, and mirroring Arteta's career pathway, a story of poetry for a player whose game has an excellent flow and rhyme scheme. Just imagine Martin Zubimendi dictating play at the Emirates, his precise passes slicing through the opposition lines while he calmly shields Arsenal's back four with the poise of a seasoned general.